Hello there. Welcome to the Tuesday Night Fish Barn live stream. Hope you guys are all having a good week. So we'll give it a couple minutes here for everyone to join. Looks like we've got Davo's on. So I'll give it a couple minutes here for some other folks to join. So. Hope everyone's having a good week so far. Summer has definitely come here to Michigan. Today it was 90 earlier, so it is a little bit toasty in the barn, but not too bad. But next week it's supposed to be high 90s on Tuesday, so we may not have a barn cam stream next week because it may just be too hot in there. So hello Peplin, how are you? Hello, Punky. Hello from the UK. So yeah, thank you for watching from there. It's kind of late for you, but hey, Stephen, how are you? So I used to live in the UK, so for about 6 months after college. So, Punky, where are you at in the UK? I lived in London. I was in London. I was in Chelsea, but I was probably in the poorest house of Chelsea that you could be in. So, um, yeah, Steve. I was just reading a co-op post that you were on with a gentleman who was watching my videos on tubs. It was kind of interesting because I don't really do a lot of tubs um, for for the beauty of tubs. Like I do them to kind of breed fish, and at times to give me the opportunity to move fish to do projects. So I am not the tub expert in terms of I throw guppy. Most of them have guppy grass and things like that in there. So I did throw some crypts in when I did the latest project I did this weekend that we'll talk about here in a minute. So I did throw some crypts in there just for fun to see how they would do. So far, so good. They're just kind of hanging out in there, but they've not yellowed or died off or anything. So, Punky's in Lancashire. Okay. So yeah, so I was kind of reading through that kind of just before I came on here. So all the kids are out of school now. I know Michigan gets out pretty late compared to a lot of places, especially in the South. Um, they just got out last Thursday, so both the kids are out of school. I took Katie on her first driving lesson today, which was kind of a entertaining experience. It was definitely different than doing it the first time. So Steven says they probably like your channel, so they're following. Yeah, that's probably it. Probably it because I am not one to offer help because like I said, my tubs kind of are for a function. They're not they're not things of beauty. They're not like Kelly's or Dr. Ted's or Stevens. They're functional, but they're not aesthetically pleasing. Kind of like a lot of the fish room. Like a lot of it's to breed fish and do things like that. So it's not I don't design my tanks to be like beautiful Planet Aquascapes. So new local Austin's here. Did you end up going to the I want to call it the Triple Crown, but that's not what it was. Did you end up going down to San Antonio? I'm curious how that went. I feel for a lot of people that was kind of a hike. So I'm curious kind of what the attendance was like and stuff like that. So I'm sure the hardcore people went. Like if I didn't have a daughter graduating, I probably would have gone down there. But it was definitely like a hike to go down there. So we got Redneck Aquatics is here. Punky actually did go watch a Chelsea football match. It was a very interesting experience. I will say that the fandom, unless you go and experience it, the fandom for European soccer, and I'll use the word football for those of you that are not from the United States, is a very different experience than going to going to like a sporting event here in the United States. Um, it was a very, very, very interesting experience. I enjoyed it. And I've actually enjoyed soccer, so I still do watch it. Usually like Saturday or Sunday morning, like when I'm eating breakfast, I'll turn it on for a while. Um, but, but, but yeah, it's a very different experience, and the level of passion and fandom is something that you really don't see here in the United States. Um, I mean, I know there's people who get excited about the NFL or college football or whatever, but it's not the same. And I can't explain it to you unless you actually go and experience it for yourself. So I've got Ed here. How's it going? Skull's here as well. So yeah, so let's kind of dive into kind of what's been going on here in the fish barn over the past week. Since I moved the fish out to the tubs, that's kind of the signal to do some projects in the barn. The project I did do is I did move the 40-gallon breeder that I've shown you guys in the past, the one that was really way too high up. I did move that down, and it turned out went quite well. Did it last Saturday. Took me 3 to 4 hours and kind of knocked it out, and it was very easy. So it's funny. I always kind of like build myself up for these projects, like they're gonna be like these like days long affairs, and it's like, well, I went and did it, and it's 4 hours later, and it's done, and it's as good as it was before, and so yeah, so it's kind of an interesting, I guess mental gymnastics that I go through when it comes to like doing projects in the fish barn, where it's like I like but yeah, so it was definitely, it's one of those things where it's like, I build it up, oh, it's gonna be a pain, it's gonna be a pain, it's gonna be a pain, and then it's like, oh, did it, and everything's cool, and it's no big deal, and we're good to go. He did go to the event. It was a lot of fun. There were some hardships. That's unfortunate, but a positive experience. He got 2 new species. Cool. I'm kind of curious what kind of fish were there for sure. So I was kind of sad that I missed it, but at the same time, like this year was just not the year to go that far away. Next year it's going to be in Lexington, Kentucky, which is pretty close. For me, it's like a 6-hour drive down there. It's not too bad, so I'm looking forward to that. I am looking forward to the Keystone Clash this year, which I've not talked about in a while. I'll have to start probably in the next couple of months kind of figuring out what fish I want to take for the fish show. That's something I definitely do want to do. I may bring some fish with me to like put in the auction as well, so we can. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that the hotel water was RO. Oh yeah, and nobody knew. Yeah. I almost, and I might do this for the Clash. Like I might actually bring my own water with me, and I might just use my water. I'll have to see. I mean, I don't want to start anything with anyone, but at the same time, I think I might bring my own water. I did that to the ALA that was in Kalamazoo, and that worked out quite well. Because my fish were used to it, and everything turned out fine. So yeah, that's bad. Because some people bring some pretty rare stuff to that too. So yeah, that's a tough one. So all right, so with that, it's been about 10 minutes or so. We do have the fish game, so I'm going to go ahead and go through that, and then we'll go ahead and head outside. Take a look at the ponds again. Like I said, there's nothing special, but I am seeing some more of the fish out. So the water temps have definitely warmed up a little bit. So that's good. My pond plants that I put in aren't doing that well. I'm not really keen on buying like pond fertilizer. I kind of want to run it like my fish room, where the fish kind of fertilize the plants. But we'll see how that goes. So without further ado, let's go ahead and pull up the game. And all right, so got the rules there. I need to pull up chat. Oh, okay. So the convention had some Xiphophorus from a few. Yeah, I had heard that those were there was some coming. Um, okay, so yeah, so there was definitely okay. Um, ooh, yeah, losing. Yeah, sounds like they had some ill effects there. So, hello, Applegal. How are you? So we're just getting ready for the fish game. For anyone who's new here, basically I give my daughter 5 pictures of fish. She ranks them from 1 to 10 on how basic she feels they are. So I'll put a picture of the fish up. I'll get the answer, and then we'll go from there. So let me go ahead and flip the screen over, and you guys can guess on the fish. So first one here, mantis shrimp. Decided to throw her a little bit of a curveball, and so we'll see what she has to say about that. And while that's going, yeah, I've never had any issues with TSA. I mean, I went to Aquashella, and I think I was the only one in line with fish, and they were cool about it. So, um, did I not flip it? Hold on. No, helps if you flip it. Here you go. Is that better? Should see it in a minute now. There you go. So, all right. So we've got some nines, a 10. Um, um, got the glass breaker for 9. 4, it's creepy to her. I'm not a huge fan of mantis shrimp. So, yeah, I don't remember why I have this picture. So, Beto Great Lakes has got 9. Um, so, all right. Yeah, I don't like having stuff that can like break through glass and stuff. So Steven's got 8. I'll give it another couple of seconds here. Um, oh, Punkle, no, okay. So Punkle, the higher the number, the more she thinks that they're awesome versus basic. So how it kind of came about is I brought some fish home one day that were some Gaidaeans, and she's like, "Your fish are always all basic. They're all ugly. Blah 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 blah." So she made me a book for Christmas, and she basically ranked all my fish on how basic or not basic she thought they were. So that's where the origin of the game came from. So I'll give it another second here, and then we'll go ahead and flip it. So New Local Austin's got 9 all day. So with that, she gave it a 10. So she kind of surprised me a little bit with how she ranked these. Um, yeah, so I kind of dug deep in the archives of like all my pictures and stuff. So surprising with the mantis shrimp. Um, Next one here, we do have the blue discus. a fish that I've always enjoyed. I did have a discus tank a long time ago, but unfortunately, kind of didn't. They petered out after like a year and a half or so. Yeah, that mantis shrimp can do more than bite. I think it's actually got a nickname called the thumb splitter. So, um, so yeah, Punkle says daughters are always right. I have 4. Yeah, they tend to be always right. So we got Skull's got 8, Punkle's got 8, 7. Steven said discus. She gave that a 5 for sure. She's actually upstairs. I should have had her come down here and do this, but I think we were frozen the last time, so. Well, we'll do it one more. We'll at least do it one more time before she goes off to college. So. So Stan's got 8. Anyone else? Give it another couple seconds here, and then I'll go ahead and I'll flip it. All right, discus, 10 out of 10 again. She's been. Abigail's got 10, so she got it right at the end there. So she said that earlier, but yeah. So 10 out of 10 for the discus. I figured she might like this one. You know, definitely a pretty fish. Discus are cichlids. There are natural discus, and they are in nature. You can find them in like the Amazon area. There are some wilder type discus. A lot of them now have been, you know, they're still in the wild, but a lot of them have been like kind of bred to be raised in like hard water. At least some of them. So, but you can find like the wild form, kind of like the one that's kind of sticking its nose out on the left side of the screen. That's kind of like what a wild discus looks like. So, that's, you know, I don't have a ton of knowledge on discus, but I do know that there are in fact wild discus out there. So, all right, next one up here is the jewel cichlid. Fish that I've actually had a couple times, and one that I've actually caught in the wild with Corey and Dean and Zenzo when he lost his drone. So at the ALA in 2021, which is probably one of the most fun conventions that I've been to. So so while you guys are putting the scores in, I don't know if anyone else is having like bad allergies this year, but my allergies this year have been kind of on one for sure. It's been a little bit tough. Been very congested this year. So Branton's here, welcome. So we got 10.5 from Branton. So he's off the chart again. Some 8s, 9s, 10s. 8 on the color alone. Yeah, remember she doesn't know anything about the temperament or anything of these fish, right? She just knows the picture. So, yeah, this one does look it kind of has the look of a red marine betta. So, so we've got 10 from Steven. So, yeah, so Steven woke up with the bad allergy attack too. So okay, so it's not just Michigan and not just me. So yeah, like putting like my contacts in the morning has been kind of a struggle. So the eye burn, I get like my eyes will burn and whatever when I put my contacts in if the allergies are bad. So like the eye burn has been real for the last few weeks now. It's It's been a little tough, so I'm kind of waiting. We've got like the cottonwood dust or the little fuzzy things right now, and I think once those kind of go away, I think it'll get a little bit better. So looks like everyone's kind of guessed it's going to. So we'll go ahead and we'll flip it again here. So we got another 8 out of 10. So she ranked this one a little bit lower. Kind of expected her to rank this one a little higher, but those of you that had 8, um, um, so Bear Bottom Branton said that the shop was 100 degrees today. I bet, yeah, it's been pretty warm today too. Our cichlids, higher temperature fish, they are, depends on the species, but most of them are kind of your normal 78 degrees tropical fish. Like the discus we talked about earlier, those like it like 82, 84, and they'll do quite well at that temperature. But most of your normal run-of-the-mill like jewel cichlids and African cichlids and all those are fine at your normal 78. So Stan's doing good today. He's for 3 so far. Yeah, I don't keep score with this. It's just more of a kind of a fun little game. So, all right, next one up here is the angelfish. So just your run-of-the-mill silver with black stripes angelfish, which is actually kind of one of my favorites. I think one of the like classic fish in the aquarium hobby is, you know, a tank with some silver and black, you know, basic run-of-the-mill angelfish. So got a couple 7s. Davo's got 5. Christopher has 7. Punkle has 6. So Stan Beto Great Lakes is 9. New Local Austin is 8. Give it a couple minutes for folks to yeah. I've had them off and on. Someday maybe I will get them. Maybe I'll do an angel tank someday. Maybe I'll get motivated to do a tank of either like angels or discus or something like that. I actually had a discus fly out at me when I had the discus tank. I went to feed them. I used to feed them in the morning, and I went to feed them, and the discus literally jumped out of the tank at me and almost hit me. I obviously picked him up off the floor and put him back, but that was kind of an interesting experience. I literally had to back away and dodge him as he came flying at me from out of the tank. So, kind of interesting. So, definitely have a lot of power. More power than you'd think. So, Steven's got 7. Give it another couple seconds here, and then we'll go ahead and we'll flip it over. This is, I think, just your normal Petrophyllum scalari, or however you say that. So, or Pterophyllum, I think is how you say it. I have to look at the name again. But 9 out of 10 for that. This was a surprising. Not sure. Like, this is just one I pulled off of Shutterstock. So, I pulled it off a long time ago. So, probably used it for a thumbnail years and years ago, and so I decided to put it, add it to the list for this week. So it could be. There's a little bit of blue on it, but yeah, this one surprised me. I thought she would rank this one a little bit lower, like a 6 or 7. So she surprised me on this one. So the last one here is a very is one of her favorites, the Lake Tanganyikans. I think if you guys remember from the beginning, she has a very particular opinion on Lake Tanganyikan cichlids for some reason. She doesn't even know they're Lake Tanganyikan cichlids, but she does have a very strong opinion on these fish for some reason. So we'll let you guys with that. We'll let you guys go ahead and rank that one. So we got 8, 8, 11, and I'm going to grab the book to talk about this. Yep. Steven's got 4. It might be someone remembered. Yep. Applegal's got 4. So, yep. Yep, Beto, this is a Shell Dweller. This is the, I think it's a multi. So I actually just did a care guide video that's going to come out beginning of August on multis. So use this one for the thumbnail for that, and so decided to add this one to the list too. So Davo's got 3. So hello, Dee Dee. Hands in the tank. Yep. If you've got, done that. So yeah, they are very good parents. We'll actually go take a look at the fry because there's quite a few fry in there right now. And I'll have to figure out how to capture them and BAP them. I may just bring in shells and be like, hey, here's the video. But give it a couple more seconds here for you guys to rate that. And then, excuse me. And then go ahead and we'll flip it over to the next, to the rating. So 3 out of 10. She is not a fan of Lake Tanganyika and cichlids. Hello, 310 Aquatics. So we'll go ahead here and I'll pull the book up, and we will look at her comment on those. We'll go back to the book. Give me 1 second. And I'll flip the screens back here so that you guys can see me. They're actually, I find them to be a lot of fun. So they're just very fun fish to kind of have around. They like rearrange their tank. So let me find Shell Dweller picture she had in here. Here we go. So I'm gonna, hopefully the camera will focus on that. But if you look at the comment right there, we have the creepy comment for this guy, which I think is like a God, I don't remember what it's, drawing a blank, but you got like a Shelly over here. So you got 2 out of 10 and 1 out of 10. And you got the creepy comment. So not a fan of the Shellys. So all right. So with that, it is 8:31. Let me see. Oh, do not. Memberships to give. All right. So yeah. So let's go ahead and we'll head out to the barn, take a look at the tubs, and hopefully we'll see some fish in the tubs. I have seen more of them. Like I said, I did see the Xenotoca melanosoma that I put out there that I hadn't seen in a couple weeks. So I did see them around a couple days ago. So they're out there. If you guys watched the short, I put a short out last week. There is a cat, or actually group of cats, that have been visiting the pond on a regular basis. Would blind cave tetras be good dither fish? I think they'd be okay. I've never tried tetras with Gideids. I mean, remember the Gideids are kind of aggressive, so I don't know if they would beat up the tetras or not, but you could try it. Just be ready to move them if something goes kind of south. So yeah, so we'll head out to the barn cam. We'll take a look at the new project, take a look at the tubs, do any other sort of updates that I've got. And so yeah, so we'll head out there. And Give me like 2 minutes to walk outside. All right, we're gonna go ahead and put this on the tripod. But if you guys can give me an audio video check once I get upstairs. Just real quick, you can see all the shell dweller babies here, and then there's even more now. Of course, after I make my video, there's even more babies. But yeah, so there's quite a few frying here. We'll head upstairs real quick just so I can check the computer. So, AV is good. All right, cool. All right, upstairs right now, there's really not a lot to update. Things are, we'll try again real quick since I'm up here to see if we can capture those mollies. If you look at that molly right there, you can see the black on him. That is absolutely 100% like outstanding. I really enjoy that. One thing I didn't mention when we were upstairs is we did have our banquet this week, or last week for the fish club. Um, Unfortunately, this tank is very kind of murky, but I did get rid of all of the male swordtails in here, so now there's just some Yucatan sailfin mollies and a bunch of cory cats. You can see all the cory cats here. A bunch of snails as well. So, all right, let's head on downstairs. And I gotta show you guys these every week, but the white guppy fry are putting on some size, looking pretty good. When I was in here earlier too, I did see a ton of Cyprichromis fry, so there's a bunch. I had to go through here and scrape glass, but you can see like all these. And like I said, it's kind of bad, but there's a ton baby sips in here right now. So, um, so project wise, right here, this is the tank that I took down. You can see here now. There's plenty of space. Before it was like that much space. So got it all taken down. It's empty right now because the fish are outside. I'll replant it in a little bit. Get some plants in here, and then we'll get working on that. I actually did get some new fish at the banquet, actually for free. So it's always good to be part of a fish club. So a couple of rainbow fish, actually. First ones here are Chilotharina elleni. So got a bunch of juveniles. May keep them in this tank, may move them to a bigger one. I wasn't expecting to take rainbow fish, but these are all pretty uncommon species. And then I got also some Melanitania calitawa. So I've got to get the labels. So what I do a lot of times, until I get a label, is I'll actually keep the bags. That kind of reminds me I need to go make a label for these. So like, for example, find a good tank with a label on it. Wow. Bad section for labels, I guess. Obviously got to do some more. So if you look at this tank here, you got the Lamprologus ornatopinnis, some Parasiprochromis nigripinnis, and then Callichromis pellosporus. So like I try to label all my tanks. I try to keep up with it best I can. So I kind of know what's in here. And then I also have a spreadsheet where I label those as well. And so I showed you real briefly. I did show you the Shelleys. Did a video on these last week, and so look for that in August. But those are producing quite a few fry. I probably need to buy some more shells. Maybe kind of fill in the middle sections here. Try to show you a fish I haven't talked about in a while. Haven't really talked about these in a little bit. I may thin the crypts out in this tank, but these are the Ameca splendens. This is probably the oldest colony of Gideids I have in the fish room. These are I got these back in 2019. I've kind of just been keeping them going since then. May kind of need to thin out some crypts just to, open some space up a little bit. I'm kind of having a conundrum with this tank because I still have one fish that I need to put out in the tubs. There is still a singular Allophorus robustus in here that I am having a heck of a time being able to catch. So I will have to, I don't know, make a more considered effort, maybe spend like an hour up here getting on the ladder and trying to flush this fish out of all the crypts because the other two are out in the tub. But yeah. All right. So let's go out and check out the tubs. I may add a Pusillid or two out there too. I may intermingle some stuff like, maybe these orange platies. But we'll see. So kind of walk you back through the tubs again. So you're probably not going to see a lot of fish right now because it's kind of dark. But like you see a lot of these tubs, they just have like the duckweed, and there's like guppy grass underneath here. But this one has the Alodonyxes tomazulae. Um, this one has the this one's kind of got a little bit darker lately, a little bit more tea colored, but this one has the Capelychthys encaustus. Got the Allophorus robustus in here since those are the largest fish I put out here. I did throw in, I don't know if you guys can see that, but I did throw in some Java fern in here as well just to see how it does. Of all the fish, this is probably the one that you're going to have the best luck seeing. This is the Xenotoca variata from Jesus Maria. Works a lot better with the underwater camera, but I don't know if I can get that live, so we're just going to have to deal with looking from above. Like the lily, you can see is not doing very too hot. This seems to be doing okay. This Menehune bog lily, not great, but the water hyacinth seems to do okay. This is the tank that has the Xenotoca melanosoma. You can see, I think you can see kind of through the glare, and then you can see the crypts in there. Looking pretty decent, actually. It's kind of hard to see the fish with the dark fish, murky water, and not a lot of light right now. So, this one tub is concerning me a little bit because I just have not seen these at all. But there's some Xenotoca lion's eye in here. I've not seen them since I put them in. So, I mean, like I said, I don't think the cat can catch them in the water. I mean, that's pretty. And then I have seen these quite a bit. These are the Iliodon whitey eye that I've had for years and haven't been able to breed. So hopefully those will show up as well. Oh, I just saw one of the melanosoma kind of darting out of the rocks there. Probably, like I said, it's too dark, but this is a lot better than last year. Like I'll have to cut back, get in here, and cut back these picker bushes again. I've got most of them cut back, thankfully. Last year, the picker bushes were all the way back into here, all the way back, even in the corner. So made a lot of progress kind of yard wise with this kind of area. So after that, other than that, we'll head back inside and kind of go from there. All right. So let me answer some questions here. All right. Chef Steve asking how often do I clean my sponge filters? Honestly, when I need to. Not really. There's not really a set method. I don't go through every month. I clean them kind of when they need it. So, um, people say you can use ice to cool down a tank. I think Ed gave good advice here about using a fan. Um, right now, to cool a fish barn, I haven't really talked about this, but there is the air conditioner right there, and that's actually plumbed outside. So, says right now it's 83 degrees in here, which is not bad. Um, it's not too terrible to be in here right now. I mean, if I were to shut that off, it would be pretty bad in here right now. So, hello, Mexicali. Thanks for joining. Um, so, hello, Vinotsky. Um, Yeah, I'm hoping so too, Apple Gal. A lot of times it's kind of a surprise at the end. Um, yeah, so kind of at the end. So Beto's asking me, do my fish ever have trouble acclimating back to your aquarium water? I have never had any issues. I've just put them right back in the tank, and they've been good to go. So I'm not saying that's the case for everybody, but for me personally, that's gone pretty well. So they, I guess I'm seeing some spinning screens. So are you guys able to see it? And maybe it's just on my end where it's kind of lagging a little bit, but let me know if you're having any issues lagging. So yeah, have a good night, Apple Gal. Yeah, if it's yeah, I'm usually kind of done watching live streams and stuff by about 9 o'clock, and then I usually got to kind of wind it down and you know do some other stuff. So, is there anything you guys want to see? I'm kind of out of like the updates. I do kind of want to move some fish around here in the summer. Now that I've got that tank opened up, so there's going to be some fish moves, but I haven't gotten around to doing that yet. Do need to do a little bit more work on the duckweed as well. It's pretty duckweed free in here, but there are a um, couple tanks that are kind of on the struggle bus when it comes to duckweed. It's only like a handful, like three or four, but I do want to get ahead of those before it's too bad. So, um, yeah, never underestimate a cat. Yeah, the thing is, it's in water, and I think the cat. I think the first sign of water, the cat's not gonna be down with getting in the water. So, so Beto Great Lakes says, do you have to do Donaticus tequila and the color? Are they? Well, yeah, we'll go show you those. So these guys right now are. I kind of had to die off. I think maybe they actually did get a little too warm in here. We're gonna right before I turn the air on. I lost a bunch of older fish, so um, you can see here, like this is the tank that I kind of planted with all the aquarium co-op plants from like the mystery box. You can see that the tiger lotus is kind of doing well. I have some hair algae in here that I got to clean up again. Um, and then, but yeah, you can see the orange tails on the males. And then obviously this dwarf sage is just taken off like a banshee. So, um, so that's kind of what happened. Like there was a red melon sword in here that just kind of got absorbed by all the dwarf sage. So yeah, but there are a couple tanks like up here that I got to clean up with some duckweed. Like there's this one with the Liberty Mollies. This one's really bad actually. Um, so I need to go in here with the vacuum and take care of business with this one. So, but yeah, so those are the Zoonoticus tequila. Um, I have a ton of these Pasilia Gili. Um, maybe enough that I can take to like a local auction or something at some point. So, um, all right, let's go check out the chat one more time, and then I think I'm gonna head inside and. Yep, yours should be orange on the tails for sure. So, um, yeah. So let me. Hello, Rack. How you doing? All right. So let's head inside, and then I'll answer some last minute questions for you. So it's going to be like 8:52, and so yeah, let me head on inside real quick, and then we'll, on our way in, I'll have a look at some of the plants and stuff like that. Some of the outdoor plants that just grow um, basically without my intervention. So I do have to say this on my way out. I've really liked these guppies I got. Um, Hopefully I can get those breeding. Those are pretty nice. Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of the hostas in here. I think I've shown you these before, but these are absolutely massive, and they've been here since we've lived in the house, and they're just enormous, and they just keep going. You can see the one in the back here. I mean, they just keep going. So, one of the things I want to do this year too, outside wise, is I need to extricate the squirrels out of that hole. There's a soffit here, and I've not seen them in a few days, so I don't know if maybe they moved out or what's going on, but I think I need to patch that hole this year. That's on my list too. Hop up on a ladder and get that patched up. All right, we're back. So let's see. All right, so Beto's gonna go hatch some baby brine shrimp. Yeah, it's definitely fun to play with that. So new local Austin loves the barn. Thank you. All right, so Beto's got 15 tequila fry, 5 adults. I honestly would leave them. I mean, a lot of Gadads don't do well with tank mates. But hello, Flatbed. So thanks for the yard. I mean, I did do some work this year on the yard. It was not looking so hot until I put all the mulch down. But such as, yeah, I was talking about this with someone. Now that Chelsea's kind of done with the sports and the volleyball, it was kind of nice to have like the springtime to kind of go in the yard, do some things, start some projects and things like that. So, yeah. So with that, I mean it's 8:57. I don't know if Bentley's going or not. I should actually look. But yeah. So I think with that, I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up for tonight. Like I said, next week's gonna be brutally hot. so I don't know if we're gonna do any sort of barn camp things or not. I mean, I think it's just gonna be, you know, might be just inside. Maybe even cancel it. We'll see. So stay tuned for that. So with that, have a great rest of your week, and I will see you maybe next Tuesday, maybe not. We'll see how the temperature things goes and we'll see how everything's kind of playing out. So with that, have a great night and.